All right, so let's finish off the podcast today with some fight talk. You know what I'm saying? I can't really move today. My neck's killing me. I slept on it wrong. I slept on my neck wrong, and now I have a kink in my neck that's been there for like 3 days. I'm not like these warrior fighters that can go and just go into battle and you know what I'm saying, put their lives on the line. I sleep on my neck wrong, and I'm on the injured reserve list. So that's where I'm at in life. Anyway, I don't know how we got off on that tangent, but UFC Fight Night, Moraes versus Sandhagen. Guys, this is one of the better cards in all of MMA this week. And we have so many big ones coming up. We have Korean Zombie Brian Ortega next week. Then we have Khabib and Justin Gaethje. That card is littered with Fight of the Year candidates. But this card was getting overlooked, and that was a huge mistake. I'm so glad I got to watch most of this card. And we had some new heavyweights. Tom Aspinall, a lot of people high on this guy at heavyweight. He showed some great hand speed there. We had Ben Rothwell returning again. Unfortunately, lose a decision to Marcin Tybura, which he always seems to be hanging around in that top like 8 to 15 range, and then he'll make his way up. And obviously, there's some heavyweights that'll put him back down there. But Marcin Tybura, man, great fighter. Edson Barboza with a decision over Makwan Amirkhani. People really high on Amirkhani, but Edson Barboza doing his thing, man, down at featherweight. Might be a resurgence in his career, man. Listen, featherweight is loaded with killers. Every division seems like it is at this point, but Edson Barboza fought a great fight, takes a decision there. And then we get to the main event. And woo-wee, I know a lot of people were very kind of sluggish on this card, but the main event, Marlon Moraes and Cory Sandhagen, these two, obviously Sandhagen losing very quickly to Aljo Sterling by rear naked choke, but we know how good this kid is, and some of the stuff he's done at 35 to some killers, some real killers at 35. Is shocking. So he's right there in that top 4 coming into this. And then you have Marlon Moraes, who comes into this fight with a win over Jose Aldo. A lot of people thought he lost that fight, but a win nonetheless. Listen, we can have our opinions. Unfortunately, the only 3 opinions that matter if it goes that way are the 3 decisions from the 3 judges in the building that night. Marlon takes that fight. He comes into this on a warpath, he said, back to the title. And goodness gracious, this fight ends in devastating fashion again. Cory Sandhagen moves forward, spinning heel kick, boom, puts down Marlon Moraes. I saw some people complaining about a quick stoppage from my man Mark Goddard. I didn't see that at all. A beautiful spinning heel kick, or spinning heel kick from Cory Sandhagen right on the temple. Lands on Marlon Moraes. I mean, I think he landed with I don't think he landed with the heel. He landed with like his Achilles or like the calf, but it clanged right across the head. Marlon goes down. Cory falls up with big shots, and that's the end of that fight. TKO in round 2. Up until that point, it was more the same for Marlon, man. He was very selective with his strikes. He did land a takedown, which is good, but he did this in the last couple of fights, been very selective with his shots, and maybe it being 5 rounds is doing something to where he wants to be around in those later rounds, so he's not necessarily being as aggressive. But man, he's devastating when he lands. But Sandhagen not only had the output, but he was landing more, and then obviously a devastating blow to end the fight. Man, Cory Sandhagen is we knew this kid was good, but he is a title contender right now. Now, granted, I've heard some people talking about could he jump the line and could he get in front of Aljo. If they do that, there's no rankings. We know this. It don't mean anything now, but if they do that, it really means nothing. Because Aljo subbed this guy in about a minute and a half. Again, yes, it can happen. You can have a bad night, and that's, I think, what happened to Cory Sandhagen. He had a bad night. But let's not take that away from Aljo. He had a great night, and he himself had to come off a devastating knockout from Marlon Moraes. You guys remember the knee that was supposed to be a high kick that landed on Aljo and left him stiff? And he came back. And he fought his way through that division, through some killers, and got and earned that title shot. I don't think the UFC passes up Aljo for Sandhagen. I do think he gets the next one, but Cory Sandhagen is right there in waiting. He could very well be, after they match up Aljo and Piotr Jan, he could be right there in the wings waiting. If one of those falls out, someone gets injured, someone doesn't make weight, this guy is right there. He's next in line right after Aljo. Massive performance from him and a great card. A really, really good card. One of the better ones this year.